Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot. This is your tarot card for April 5th, or the week of April 5th, 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else, and be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Pisces, I will give you the same two messages that I gave Aquarius. Number one, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. I've already released that reading, and if you did not see it, I will pin it to the end of this video. Second message, I came home late yesterday on the 5th, Sunday the 5th. I recorded you in Aquarius. When I went to upload it, the files were 0. Very similar messages for both signs, and that was when I went to upload the file, there was no memory. It was 0 KB. I took this for both of you as a life reset. The readings themselves were very similar in terms of a new start or a fresh start in your life, or a choice point that you're at. So we'll see if that message wants to come through. I wanted to share that with you. Hopefully this records and you'll be able to see it within the next couple of minutes. So let's see where we go with this. For Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, what is the tarot card of the week here for the week of April 5th, 2026? For the Piscean collective. One more shuffle. Thank you. Tarot card of the week, Judgment. Yesterday, your card, I believe, was the Ace of Wands. What is trying to get your attention? Bottom of the deck, Strength. Where do you find your inner strength? Okay. What is trying to get your attention? Why is this the tarot card of the week here for the Pisces collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is trying to get your attention? It's your intuition. Because Judgment typically talks about going within, listening to the inner calling, listening to our inner intuition, and making a decision that is best for you and all involved. And if you're not familiar with this reading, tarot card of the week reading, like I was saying, it's not what you don't see coming for the weekend. It's a message from source to you. So you can go within and make a decision that's best for you in your life at this time. So there's a judgment call here then that you need to make. One more shuffle. Thank you. 3 of Pentacles, King of Wands, King of Swords, Page of Swords, bottom of the deck, 2 of Wands, 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. Why is the 3 of Pentacles here? Why is the 3 of Pentacles here? One more shuffle. Thank you. 3 of Pentacles, clarified by King of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the High Priestess. Clarify that. King of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Wands, clarified by 9 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Lots of people here. And the King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? One more shuffle. Thank you. 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. I have a lot of different messages here for you. I only want you to take what resonates to you. I have a King of Swords who's exiting your life. I don't know who this person is. They don't have to be an air sign. They don't have to be a masculine. This is someone who is moving on from this perhaps job. You could be a business owner. They're leaving your company. They're off to have a fresh new start elsewhere. Could be a romantic partner for some of you in that 10 of Pentacles. They're leaving this behind to have a fresh start elsewhere. If this is within the construct of a family, this person's going off and doing their own thing. It could be your kid who's now looking at relocating, or maybe going to college far away from home. I just see that you and this individual, what you had in common is the 10 of Pentacles. So you've known them for a long time. Could be your best friend who's deciding to move away. It's just you've known them for a long time, or you have resources wrapped up with this person. And it looks like they're leaving that behind, that structure of stability or connection that you had with them. And it looks like they're off to a fresh start. The judgment call you need to make is, now that this person is exiting your life, or in the process of exiting your life, what's next for you? What direction are you going to move in? What are you going to do when this person moves on? So again, use the example. Let's say you're a King of Pentacles to the Emperor to the High Priestess, because this would be your energy. Let's say you're a business owner, for example, and you have this employee now who's giving you notice. What are you going to do? Are you going to take their responsibilities and divvy it up amongst other people? If there are no other people, are you going to absorb them? Can you do that? Do you have time to do that? Do you need to hire a replacement? So there's a choice point here. What is trying to get your attention? This person is exiting or has exited your life. What are you going to do now? What direction are you going to move in? And I think this person exiting your life, it's not easy for you. That 2 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. there's it's a sort of like a parting with sweet sorrow. You really didn't want the employee to leave. You really didn't want the connection to end. You know, you really don't want the friend to move away, or maybe your parents to retire and move to Florida or something like that. But I just see this as the individual who is separating from you at this time. Your paths are parting. And it's almost like now you need to step up and start making some big life decisions for yourself. What are you going to do in the absence of this individual? Two of Swords, King of Cups, and Justice. It's possible for some of you it's a divorce. I hate to always default to that. But Lovers to the Seven of Swords to the Devil. There's something here like if you just sit around and don't do anything in the absence of this person, you could actually be sabotaging what is potentially here for you, a whole new beginning. So again, using the analogy of you being a business owner, this is the employee giving you their notice. They're your only employee. If you do nothing, you're like, oh, well, they're leaving, and you don't replace them, or you don't figure out who at the company, if you have other people, will do their position, you're going to sabotage the work that they did because there's a void. There's a void now that this person has exited or is exiting. And I think it's time for you to really, strength to the Ten of Pentacles, and this person came up here with the Ten of Pentacles. So you need to decide, what are you going to do, or how are you going to rebuild, or how are you going to fill that void or that vacancy. Same thing, let's say you only have one friend, and this is a friend that tells you they're moving to another part of the world, or a long distance away from you. How are you going to build now a new community of friends? So I think you have a choice point here to make. And if this is divorce, I only say that because I saw the Justice card and the King and Queen of Cups. If it is something like that, where are you going to move to now? Four of Wands to the Queen of Cups. Like, can you afford the apartment or flat or home that you shared with this person? Do you have to buy them out? Are they buying you out? Do you need to relocate? Should you start finding a realtor to work with? So the void that is being created by this person being removed from your life now creates for you the opportunity to make a judgment call. We have to do something about this now. We have to plan, despite the heartache, despite the loss, despite the disappointment that this person is choosing to move in a new direction. So what is trying to get your attention? Hello, Pisces, we have to do something about this. Not in terms of getting this person to stay or to return to them. How are we going to build or fill that void now moving forward? I knew a couple once that was going through a divorce. She didn't really like him at the end of the day, but he did a lot around the house. He did the cleaning, he did the laundry, cut the grass, he made sure their oil changes were done on the cars. And when they were getting close to the divorce finalizing, she didn't say to him, like, I'm really sorry we didn't work out, or anything like that. She said, who's going to cut the fucking grass now? So it could be something like that for some of you. This person's exiting. Maybe it's not all heartache and sorrow for some of you. Maybe you're glad to see this person leave your life, but who is going to cut the grass now that they're gone? You know what I mean? There's something like that. There's a void here being created by the removal of this person from your life. How are you going to tend to those details or responsibilities that they were once part of? And if it's a friend, how are you going to build a new community now without them? Let's get 3 cards here on that Page of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Wands, the Sun, and the Tower. Bottom of deck, Judgment. So once you make the judgment call, it says this person is leaving and I have to do something about it. Literally, the moment you make that decision, you start conversing here with another person. It's like you start coming up with a game plan. How are you going to move forward? Who is cutting your grass now? Or where are you going to live? Or how do you occupy the vacancy here at work with this person leaving? So take the message how it resonates to you. Someone is exiting. They're leaving a void. And it's now up to you to make some pretty big life decisions. And that King of Pentacles to the Emperor, how are you going to move forward? If this is a spouse that was the primary breadwinner in the household, or you had a 2-income household and you're going to a 1-income household, how are you going to pay the bills now? What type of place do you need to live in that is now affordable to you? So I just feel like there's a big life decision here on the table because of the vacancy that's being created by this person leaving your life. I think you really need to buckle down this week. It's only advice. I think you need to buckle down this week and say, okay, I got to start figuring out what I do. What do I do when this person's no longer here? Or if they're no longer here because they left, what do I do now? Because I can't just continue to sit around and do nothing. I have to start making some big decisions now that this person's no longer in my life. So it's not that Source doesn't want you to focus on the loss or mend your heart or anything like that. It's trying to motivate you, at least this week, to go, let's do something. Let's start to plan, or let's start to do something. because of this absence or void that is being created. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. I feel like Source just wants you to get back to living, get back in the game, get back to moving forward. 3 cards of advice here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice. 8 of Pentacles, get back to work. 9 of Wands, even though you're wounded by this person leaving. Bottom of the deck is 7 of Wands. Yeah, there's something here like time to re-engage with life, time to figure out what we're going to do next. It's going to take courage, and this is testing your faith, maybe even for some of you testing your patience, but you have the leadership qualities here. You came out in a lot of fire here today. So again, I just feel like it's time to get going now in Aries season. You have all of the qualities. You're a natural born leader. You are a visionary. You have entrepreneurial ability within you. And most of all, you have a determination to overcome this loss. So this is a week for you to start making some big life decisions so you can do just that. 7 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the 6 of Wands. Don't, I say don't, but you're free to do what you wish, but don't delay the new start or begin planning for the new start. Don't, like, that 7 of Wands is like, this would be you saying, no, I can't work towards my manifestation or creating a new life or figuring out what I'm going to do when this person leaves because I'm too consumed by the heartache, the 3 of Swords to the 3 of Swords. Don't do that just because you've received word or communication that this is final or over, or again, the person is leaving or there's a breakup here happening. You can do both. I think that's your message. You can do both. You can process the pain and the loss or the remorse or the regret, sadness, whatever's transpiring here for you. But at the same time, you can also say, it's time to act. I need to know what I'm doing now. What is my next step? Very similar energy I was getting in the cards for myself when I was going through the divorce. It was like, okay, this is really happening. This is it. This is it. I opened up my mouth. I had the 15 seconds of insane courage. What now? Where do I go live now? What do I do? What am I going to do for a living? I just feel like Source is just trying to get your mind going this week to start creating the path or the plan forward, what you're going to do when this person is completely out of your life, which appears to be happening soon. That is what I have for you, Pisces. Again, if it's not your message, it's okay. Check another placement, but I'm going to go back to that first message I had when I went to upload your video where it was 0 KB. Yeah, I think you're starting from scratch here in some area or aspect of your life. This week, Source is just saying, trying to get your attention and say, let's start planning what we're going to do now that this is exiting. That's what I have for you, my love. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, maybe just found it to be helpful, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.